Okay, here now with Rob D'Alessandro. He is the president and COO of Meritus Gas Partners. We'll get to the organizational changes in a second. But first, big win recently. You told me you've heard of DJ Khaled. Another one. So we got Oxygen Service Company signed on with Meritus. Talk us through how that all went down and what the impact is.
Look, we are so blessed to have OSC and their team join Meritus. As you know, it's a top 10 distributor in the United States, and we were very fortunate that they chose us as a successor for their business. Great business, right? It's high quality, high growth business located in a high growth area, led by a really sophisticated management team, and has enormous scale and capabilities. Capable of acquiring other businesses in the area. So really an epitome of what we call a Meritus platform company. So we couldn't be more pleased.
Awesome. And one thing I did notice about them is they were an ESOP. I think that was the first ESOP.
Yes, Tim. And really, I think that was really the critical link between our model and the OSC family. At Meritus, we offer our employees ownership in the company. We have nearly 200 of our employees and former sellers that are owners of Meritus, our partners, and so they were a 100% employee-owned company, an ESOP, and all of those employees will have the opportunity to invest in Meritus and be our partners. So that employee a commitment to employee ownership dovetails with our culture and our commitment to deep employee ownership. So that was really, I think, the critical link between the two companies, and why I think Ryan and their team selected Meritus as their successor.
Awesome. And touched on it a little bit, but newly named president and COO. So congratulations on the promotion, but also some other structural changes. Talk about some of the structural changes that you guys made recently.
Yeah, sure. Look, we don't value titles at Meritus, right? Scotty and I were the kind of co-founders, and we've split the work. He has really been focusing on working with our partners and helping them grow, and I was focusing on bringing new members into the fold. But as we've gotten bigger, right, we are we're nearly 30 companies now. We need to support our partners more comprehensively. So I'm committed to doing that, working more closely with them. Steve Byers, as you know, longtime industry vet, and former M&A vice president at Praxair, joined us. He'll have M&A day to day. He'll work with me. Obviously, I'm still interested in M&A. M&A is so important for us as we continue to grow. But I'm really looking forward to working with our partners. This is about succession and building out our management team for kind of the next chapter for Meritus, right? We are committed to building Meritus into an enduring enterprise, one that will survive all of our careers, right, in this gas business. That's our goal, to leave a legacy on this space, and we hope Meritus becomes our legacy. So it's important to build out the management team and ensure that succession's in place.
One other structural change that I noticed is the operating council. How will that be incorporated with your management team?
Great question, Timmy. We're really proud about this step. It's a milestone for us. Essentially, what we did is we've appointed a select group of the leaders of our operating businesses to participate at the Meritus staff level, to give us input and a voice to all the operating companies, to ensure that we're making the best decisions on behalf of the operating companies, that we're establishing the right policies and initiatives, and that we have their buy-in. Because as we're getting bigger, right, we're fearful of making decisions which are dislocated from the businesses. We wanted to make sure that they have a vote as to what we're doing. So we've selected Brian Deco from OSC, Steve Stobaugh from Tulsa Gas and Gear, Steve Bogard from the West Coast, James Garner from Ozark, and most recently Jason Willingham from Gas Innovations, and Jeff Palmer from that Meritus, Texas business. So that collective of folks will be meeting with us monthly to ensure that that we're getting their feedback so that we're making good policy decisions.
Well, certainly off to a good start there. So one of the other things that I noticed is the segmentation. Meritus, Texas, Meritus, Great Plains. Talk us through what the structure looks like and what the strategy is there.
Yeah, that was actually unique, right? So the Meritus model, as you know, right, is to partner with a platform business in an important geographic area and allow that business to kind of operate unto itself with our support, with our mentorship, with our investment. But that business continues to operate under its legacy brand and culture, right? That's the essence of our model, and that certainly has not changed. But in certain geographies, we weren't lucky enough to have a platform business opportunity. So instead, in those markets where one didn't exist, we want to build one, right? We want to build one through an amalgamation of smaller businesses. And boy, we have a great opportunity in Texas. We've partnered with 5 great businesses there, and those owners, our partners, decided themselves to unify, to merge together, and to create under the Meritus brand, Meritus, Texas, led by Rodney Ray, will be the president. Jeff Palmer, who's a longtime industry executive, is the VP of Sales there. Jared Rule will be our VP of Ops. Jared came from the Turonis acquisition, and Jeff came through the Airco acquisition. They have a really tremendous team there. So, and 5 businesses, they got their work cut out for them to assimilate into one company, but I know that they'll do that. And again, they're all owners of the business, so they're doing it. They're laying any emotions or any loyalties to the legacy brands and names in favor of the Meritus brand. So it's a really cool development, and I'm proud of those folks.
Awesome. One more question for you, Rob. I saw, you got some unique businesses that you've acquired in the stages leading up to today, like Gas Innovation, Spec Gas, Global Calibration, Specialty Gases and Leasing. I'm sure I'm missing a couple other names. How have you integrated those Spec Gas distributors with some of your other traditional distributors?
Yeah, we're committed to building out a specialty gas business. There's no question, right? It's so important in our industry to have that as a component of the products that you sell. And we have a couple anchor businesses like Global and Applied Gases that sell really sophisticated mixed gases, EPA protocols. But we also have some excellent businesses in Oxart and AOX and in Meritus, Texas, with their Tyler plant that are really first tier plants that can fill a full spectrum of spec gases. So our goal ultimately is to have a specialty gas business branded as Meritus Specialty Gases that will complement and support our partners and also have direct business customers. So it's going to be an important part of our development. And we hired a great person, Shirley Barris, from formerly of Airgas and Tech Air, who's a 40-year spec gas professional. So we're in great hands in terms of our leadership, and we have a lot of confidence we can build out that business.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have definitely packed in the industry experience with Meritus Partners. So we appreciate everything that you guys have done for us at GAWDA Media. You guys have been a huge supporter for us, and we really appreciate that, Rob. And always good to see you, Alan, and about 25 names now on the list from Meritus at the show. So you guys are
heartwarming to everybody. Yeah.
Huge part of GAWDA at this point. So
thanks, Tim.
It's been great to see the growth. So thank you so much, Rob.
And thanks, Tim.
See you next time.